Oh, you should adjust the mic if you're gonna change the microphone direction at all, or I don't know, whatever you guys want to do.
Can you hear her or no?
It's like
Am I audible?
it's like 6 out of 10.
Hang on. Give. Just go ahead and give your spiel.
Give my spiel. Just rotate it towards me and away from you.
See, that's 10 out of 10.
Yeah, because it's pointed at my face.
And that was my microphone.
Yeah.
Right.
Go ahead, go. Your spiel.
Shush.
Sorry. Go ahead.
All right, everybody, welcome to the deserts of Damara. This is what, episode 8?
8.
Episode
The Ocho.
8. This one will be a bit of a shorter episode, just because it's Sunday night, and
This was very impromptu.
it was super impromptu. Literally called this morning. So, getting into today's session, the party has just come out from the Magician's Vault, a set of pocket dimensions that make up an Archmage's ancient mansion. They discovered while they were there that this Archmage was actually active during the Sauron Empire, an empire that had collapsed around 8,000 years ago. While they were in the vault, they encountered a number of enchanted constructs. They encountered some strange arcane magics, portals to bits of the Feywild, creature observatory. They did battle with a homunculus unnecessarily and very convolutedly. It was such a tough encounter. All 5 hit points. They also found the not charred but magically preserved animated remains of Alatar Stormcloak, the master of the Magician's Vault. Inside his mines, having leached energy, magical energy, out from the dragon shards that had been mined in the mine. That had preserved him and essentially overcharged him. They defeated him in a rather precarious battle on the scaffoldings of the mine and used his arm and Molenar's visage of him to gain access to his enchanting armory, in which they were able to raid a number of magical artifacts. Which is good, because that was why they had been sent in here to begin with, from Zaid Khan of Atara. As they were leaving, they went and explored all of the rooms that they could, finding a room with a mirror of life trapping inside. 2 of their compatriots had gotten sucked into the mirror, which then spat out a human girl, about 19 years old. They eventually were able to smash the mirror and free their comrades, and have taken this very shell-shocked member of the Sauron Empire, transported 8,000 years into the future with them as they've exited the vault. And that is where we're going to pick up today. So as you come back, you pop out from the artifact that had been deposited in the back room of Zaid's shop, sought and found. And as you pop out, there's a soft jingling, and Zaid's warm, welcoming face pops in through a curtain of beads. My friends, you have returned! I was starting to think you wouldn't. It's been days.
I'm gonna look over it. I thought it's been like 20 minutes.
No, you have been gone 3 days, sir. Also, you look different from when you... Who's this one? You didn't look like Molenar when you went in, did you?
Did I not? Who did I look like when I went in?
It's hard to remember.
I think your like merchant guys.
Oh. The shapeshifter.
Crap, it's been so long, I don't even remember what his name was.
Nope. This is why you
Or what he looked like.
should take notes.
I know, I should take notes.
I'm
I'm a bad player. What was his name?
I'm sorry, you are missing that fine, upstanding fellow that I was talking with. And
What
who
was
are
his
you
name
two?
again? That guy?
I don't know. It's been 3 days.
He's
I
not
met
gonna
y'all
help.
for like 20 minutes. I'm good with faces, not with names. Yours is definitely not one I recognize. Nor yours, miss. Pointing at Mariana.
Miss Trench.
Nope. Nope.
Fuck, I honestly, it's been 2 months. I don't remember what the last character guy was that
Give him a new name.
She should be Mariana Trench Full. That's her married name.
And just play it off as like, oh, it's too soon. We don't want to talk about him. Too soon. Gone, but not forgotten.
But not forgotten.
Forgotten.
What
But
did he look like?
A nice southern
That's right, he's a
gentleman.
well-dressed Southern gentleman.
He's just kind of staring at you guys for an explanation. Did you?
Was he
find him?
Southern?
Yes.
He was.
Yes.
I'm all sitting here with 8 charisma, just waiting for someone else to talk.
Right, well, his name is going, his retcon's name is going to be Reginald, because I honestly cannot remember. So in that case, I'm going to, it's like, I want to sort of look down on myself. Ah, but of course. Whoosh, and change back into Reginald.
Ah, so you're one of them.
What do you
I
mean?
mean-
one of them?
I don't know what you mean. I'm a fine, upstanding gentleman, and
You came out as a white-faced, white-haired,
hooded figure.
with glowing purple eyes, and you are now not that.
Did you like my disguise? It's a clever trick I learned at one point. It's quite useful. I've got this little device that allows me to just sort of put on this kind of visage that makes me look kind of creepy. I use it at Halloween and scare the kids.
Make a deception check. With disadvantage because changelings are a thing in this world.
Okay, I'm pretty good at deception. Deception check. Oh, that was rough.
Yeah,
Um,
neither of those were great.
one of those is great. Can I spend a luck point? I'll spend a luck point.
You've used.
Ha!
Rem-
I've used 2 luck points. That was my last one.
So then it takes the lower one that you had before. Because it's still disadvantage.
Okay, fine. That was still okay.
Yeah.
It's a 24.
24. Kind of looks you up and down. I don't know why you would. Seems a bit odd, but I ain't one to judge.
Well, I mean, in case someone took my picture when we were in those vaults, I wanted to make sure they didn't know it was me. Could interfere with my business dealings. So
In the vaults.
exactly.
You get the sense that he doesn't believe you necessarily, but he's also not going to question it.
Now, I do believe we had an agreement for some valuable items that we may be able to find and
That-
return to you.
That we did. Now, can I see what you have brought me?
Ka-chunk.
Oh my,
Exactly.
that is quite a collection there. Now let me give me just a second to tally this. He starts kind of flicking through, and you watch as he takes out a pair of spectacles and puts them on his nose. Kind of flips 2 of the things down that glow. As he's working through. Now I do believe that these will work just fine. Now I'm
I'm gonna
gonna
sort of creep around the backside, just block the door. Right?
Now I can give you a fair chunk of change for this. Let's say about whatever amount I told you the first time.
6,538.
Yeah, that number.
Sounds like a good, nice round number.
Yeah.
Glad you work with so many significant figures.
I do. I have to be precise.
No, sorry, 6550.
Yeah. 6550.
6550. What do you say about 6550?
And I must say, this has been a most profitable venture. I appreciate y'all doing me this favor. Now, if you don't mind, I have some inventory to stack. You walk out, and it is still bare shelves. But now he is kind of arranging. That's not 5. You gave him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 things.
9 things.
He starts kind of like decoratively arranging them, kind of spacing them out in a way with some other like bits and baubles to make it look like it isn't as bare as it is. You get the sense that he's good at his job. He's a merchant by trade, and he knows how best to make the sale.
Says he needs to do inventory. He has like 10 things. I'm not great at social cues, but I think he just told us to leave.
He did. He has like shown you the door.
Well, I guess we'll be on our way then.
Okay, well, let us know if there's any other lucrative jobs.
But of course, I would be happy to. But bye now.
He's like,
I'm gonna be halfway out the door. I'm gonna stop and I want to walk back to him. It's like, out of curiosity, have you offered any other business ventures to people recently?
I mean, not recently. Let me see. Who have I seen come through these parts? You know that we get plenty of adventurers, but most of them are headed out to ruins. I did see someone from I believe the Aktashaf order here, and the Sahasane. Is it from the Sahasane? Yes. They were in here, not in the stall, but I saw them at the inn. What, like a month ago, I'd say? The Aktashaf fella, he went off, and the one from the academies, I think he's still in town, somewhere in here. He doesn't come into my shop, so I don't really see him. He's not quite the type to be hanging out at the desert's respite. And it's always what I want to say first, and then I second guess myself.
Cool. I want to thank him for answering the questions. Like, oh, just out of curiosity, thanks. I'm looking for someone who might do this kind of thing, so thank you.
You're most welcome. If I can be of any service to y'all, please let me know.
Yeah, unfortunately, the people we have who I remember that have relations with that are not here.
You guys get the sense. Actually, roll. Everyone. Actually, you two wouldn't know. So you two roll medicine checks.
I just got a new +1 on that.
How did you get a +1?
Oh, why was I rolling 2? I don't know why I was rolling 2. Just roll 1. Ooh,
Can I have a dice?
you can.
That's why I set the thing in front of you.
Oh, great.
The abalone set.
Thank you.
Medicine? That was terrible. 8.
8.
$11.
It doesn't really spark much. You recognize the name of the Aktashaf order, and you know that Leo has only been here as long as you guys have. So you get the sense that it was not Leo. He would have said it was Leo because Leo came in with you. And Leo is hanging out there. I'm just not going to play him.
Yeah.
He exited with you. Where would you guys like to go? You also have a kind of traumatized 19-year-old with you.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
should
right.
we deal with that?
We should probably deal with that.
Yeah, let's get her somewhere safe so we can explain this.
Now, my dear, could we interest you in a drink?
We should go back to that bar that we went to that was run by the orphanage.
You think they're gonna let us in? We did.
Didn't they? We routed them out, right?
Well, you shut it down.
Yeah. Well, we killed the owner.
Mm-hmm. And the people who were working it were
The
children.
children, so we freed them. So it might be close.
So we have a bar.
We should check them out.
We have a bar.
So can we? Oh yes.
Open real estate.
Exactly. I think it's free real estate.
I think we should swing by. There's also the meadery that was really close, but let's go there first.
Yeah, let's go check it
you
out.
Had, you have the Valmer Inn. You have the what did I name the meadery?
I wonder if Mariana's any good at mixing drinks.
Yes, that's the one where the half orc girl works.
Not
Well,
anymore.
worked.
She worked.
Yeah. So Eska runs
Now she has 100 children.
the Honeyside meadery, and then there was the Desert's Respite run by Taliana, which is kind of like the hub.
Right. So, but I'd like to go by the the Valmir Inn. That was the seedy pub.
Yep.
And see what its status is.
At the moment, as you guys come out, it is midday. Sun is beating right above you. And as you walk past the Valmer Inn, there's still like the hustle and bustle around there, and there's definitely still like the vagrants around there, but the windows are all closed and it seems to be boarded up.
Can we go around back?
What are you looking for?
An open window?
As you go around, it seems like all the windows have been closed.
Is it 2 or 1 story?
It is a one-story.
We know that the Rakshasa had that secret hideout, though. We should see if there's anything in there.
The secret hideout was in
The
the.
bar.
No, it was in the.
No, it was in the orphanage.
the orphanage.
It's behind that.
No. But remember, we went into this underground passage. We followed him in there, and we found a whole bunch of potions and stuff. It was like in the back of the bar.
Yes.
It was like either behind the door, or it was under behind a false door or something.
Yeah, it was just the back room. And then there was the actual like underground pub, because it was the seedy tavern that has a fighting ring underneath it.
Right. I would like to, while leaning against a wall, and I assume this is we're around the side of the back of the building. We are getting in an alley. It's probably not super hustly bustly.
It's not, but there's definitely, it is midday, so there is still a lot of traffic around.
Okay.
You could potentially time it.
I'm just going to lean against a wall. And cast Mage Hand in the legerdemain invisible Mage Hand.
Yep.
And I'm going to have it float over to a window and try and jimmy the lock on the window. Because I can disarm traps at range and I can pick locks at range.
Roll to pick the lock.
I do have proficiency in, what is that, sleight of hand?
Yes. So it's sleight of hand plus proficiency.
Well, just sleight of hand, right?
Yes. Well, it's dex plus proficiency.
Okay. 18?
18. You watch as it kind of fiddles around a bit. I know it's invisible otherwise, but I'm going to say that you can see it.
I can see it, yeah.
And you watch as you hear this little.
I'm going to try and use the hand to see if I can open one of the shutters.
Like shutters.
What is it? It's describe the window so I know what I'm opening.
The window itself has 2 big shutters like this on the outside.
Okay. So I would like to see if I can use the hand just to see if it is unlocked. Or if it is openable.
It opens up.
Behind there is there glass.
Yes.
Is there a locked glass window or
That's
is it a
what
glass
you
window?
would unlocked. It
Oh,
kind
so the
of-
shutters were just closed.
Yeah, so the shutters are just closed,
Oh, okay.
like normal shutters. You don't lock your shutters.
Well, you can block those big shutters that go over the top.
Yeah.
Probably. Anyway, okay, that's fine. So it's unlocked.
It is unlocked.
Lovely. I would like to use the hand to. Is it a lift window or a swing open window?
It is a lift window.
I would like to use the hand to open it.
All right. It opens. There's a moment where it kind of creaks a little bit. Roll stealth for your hand. This one I'm gonna say actually would be because it's
23.
it's not necessarily your stealth. It's your ability to manipulate it. So roll with Arcana.
I'm not good with Arcana. 17.
That's still enough. You sense it kind of catch for a second, and you tell your hand to slow down a little and kind of work around the knot. It opens mostly quietly.
I mean, I imagine it's a hustly bustly street.
Yeah.
It's like not like people are paying attention.
Yeah.
And listening for the creak of one specific window.
Yeah.
It's midday.
Mhm.
So it's sun's directly overhead.
Sun is directly over.
I like how we were gonna help be nice to this person, but now we've just
I
decided.
know
we're
you're
gonna-
like
Little.
derailed everything again.
Sorry. I'm just not.
You're already doing it.
No, we're doing it.
Maybe it'd be better if me and Remal just took Mariana back to the inn and got her settled.
Instead of taking her to the sketchy one that had a Rakshasa in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a fine idea. Why don't you go ahead and do that?
You two, don't get in too much trouble, okay?
Oh, we
I
won't be
can't do my
long.
accent tonight.
I'll give one of you guys a sending stone. One pair of our sending stone in case something goes wrong.
What is that?
I'll give you back the stone I have then.
You can use it to cast sending once per day. It's basically a magic walkie-talkie once.
We can text each other in both directions once a day.
If you
Got Cool.
send the lightning, I'll bring the thunder.
That's right.
But it's each person can use
Yeah,
can
yes.
send, and so it's technically 2 messages, right? 'Cause
Yes.
It's a send receive and then a send receive.
I'll give it to Rymel.
Yeah, I'd really like
So-
to get her settled in ASAP because trauma.
Yeah, because trauma. Are you taking her to the Desert's Respite?
I think I'll take her to the Desert's Respite. Yeah, she
That would
probably
be the
could use a warm bed and a good meal.
Probably. There's also the Nightgate Inn, which is outside the walls, which you have not been to.
Definitely feel safer at the Desert's Respite. I don't know.
Cool.
Remal, thoughts?
Like Rymel's gonna be like staring at the door of this place for just a couple seconds. And he's gonna shake out of it. It's like, oh, sorry, I was thinking about a friend I knew for just a short time. I met him in there. And it's like flashbacks of like the other fire guy. Like the song's going in my head. It's like, I will remember you. Like,
I was thinking of Adele's "Hello" from the other side.
yeah, just think about Torun.
Torun.
But,
Hello
Oh,
from
yeah.
the other
get
side.
first settled. Gonna hear your comment to them. Like, don't get in too much trouble. I'm like, okay.
Don't worry, Mariana. We'll keep you safe. Remal here's got he's got the guns. You know what I mean?
I can see that. That sounds nice.
Let's get you a warm meal and get you set up with a nice bed.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to
Yay!
Welcome to the future.
The world is tomorrow.
Just remember, everybody you know is dead.
It's like the little book, like all my friends are dead.
Yeah.
Little dinosaur.
Yeah. I assume as we were like walking off, just like the camera stays with the two troublemakers, and like it's going off, and you're like, oh, so like magic's a lot less common now.
Guys,
As you guys are-
please don't take too long with this. Oh my gosh, we have 2 parties.
Go ahead. We don't want to spend too long.
Remember when you said there wasn't going to be any combat this session?
Well, anyway, I would like to just saunter casually across the street to the now open window.
Okay.
And I want to kind of whisper to Jackyl, you mind taking a look the other way, and I'll look that way. We'll find us a good opening.
Okay.
So he's gonna look one way, I'm gonna look the other.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait for an opening.
Okay. Make perception checks.
Ooh, I'm bad at perception. 18.
Bandit, you have to move.
Go on.
Go on.
Oh boy, is that a no? That's a 7 at least. Not a 1. 8.
8. Jackyl, there's just like this throbbing in your leg that's just really distracting. And you instead of like looking out, you spend a little bit of time just like
It wins.
You on your side notice an opening.
All right. Can I look the other way real quick?
Go away.
No, that's you split the responsibility.
Okay.
So
Crap.
it's a matter of luck now.
All right. Going in.
All right.
I'm just gonna like sort of like zoop acrobatics.
Stealth, just straight stealth.
Stealth or acrobatics to go through the window?
Stealth to go through it quietly.
Oh, that was awful. I tripped and fell over and ate shit. 9.
Is he going into?
Yeah.
Roll stealth.
Okay. Ooh, 7 again. 8.
Both of you jump through the window at the same time, and you manage to like knock
Winnie the
one of
Pooh style. I would.
It's entirely Winnie the Pooh style. Like there's a point where there's legs sticking out, flailing.
Okay, it's not a nat 1. Jesus.
But no one seems to notice. You didn't create a lot of noise. It just was not the most graceful of things.
It's still cute AF.
Back in Molenar form.
I just want to look over to him. That was not the most graceful thing we've done.
Yeah, it's okay. We didn't get caught.
Nobody saw that.
Yet. I'm gonna reach out and I'm gonna pull the shutters.
Easy enough.
closed.
You should make yourself look like that Rakshasa.
That you killed and then reported was a Rakshasa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go. Now you look like Paulus. Big turban, some like dangly earrings. Red
What did he
cloak.
sound like?
Oh no.
Kind of like all of my male Southern accents.
Well.
So I can just make him Southern?
Yeah, he's Southern.
Right, now I do believe we should go explore downstairs and find out where my secret space was full of valuables, perhaps.
You guys remember it's in the office, which is behind the bar.
Okay, check the office door.
It is unlocked, and in fact, it's
Lovely.
already open.
I'm just gonna.
It is an empty storage room.
Not
What
an
about the
office?
secret compartment that we saw? Gone?
Also open.
Okay. And very quietly, kind of start going down into that.
Okay. As you enter down into that section, you see the barrels that have been stacked. All of them open or overturned. There's maybe a gold piece still on the floor.
It would seem someone has beat us here. I would like to investigate.
What are you looking for?
Footprints, torn bits of like fabric, bits of hair, something, detectiving. I'm doing some detectiving.
Okay. Roll some
Ooh, let me help.
investigation.
Yes, please help. Can he help?
Yes.
Can I take the lead?
Yes. Can I help him?
That's like one of the only things I'm good at.
Can I help him?
Okay. Let's look for clues.
Oh,
Is it?
We
Oh, these
suck.
dice are not lucky.
I don't know what you're talking about because those are the ones I was using last time when I was rolling 18s and 19s
I've been-
over and over.
8.
I've been 8
There's the high
plus
one.
8, 16.
16? Looking around, you see like what looks like could be some footprints on the ground. They're humanoid, about medium-sized. Doesn't really tell you a lot of information.
They're not Rakshasa shaped.
It is not Rakshasa shaped.
That's hard to say.
Rakshasa shaped.
Rakshasa
Shaped.
Right?
Oh, that is hard. No, they just seem like a standard array of footprints.
Well, it would seem that we
The
are
trail has gone cold.
out of luck. I would like to go back upstairs and check behind the bar.
That was behind the bar.
Oh, I thought you said this was the office in the back room.
The office is behind the bar.
I would like to see if there's any of the good whiskey, like the
I meant, like-
sapphire stuff or whatever.
There's like 2 bottles of sapphire still.
We have the bag of holding. So
Okay.
stow those away nicely. Make sure they're wrapped, so they don't break.
Yeah.
But it looks like this has been pretty picked clean.
Okay. Well, that was uneventful. Should we head back?
Unfortunate. Can I?
The other thing that I was thinking, if we have time, we could do it a different day, is we have all these strange herbs that I found. We could go somewhere and see if we can get them identified.
I mean, you got the names for them.
Yeah, but I don't know what they do.
Oh, what it, yeah. That would be, you'd want to go to the Mortar and Pestle Alchemy Shop.
All right. Well, since it seems like this got us nowhere, I'll just sneak back out.
Yeah.
Can I investigate around? I just want to kind of like investigate around the main open space of the bar, like behind the bar itself.
Mhm.
Not like the room behind the bar, but actually like legitimately behind the bar,
Yeah.
where the bartender is.
Yeah,
That
that's
part
where you
behind.
found the sapphire wine.
Okay, yeah. I just want to investigate around and just see if I see anything unusual.
Okay, roll investigation.
I don't see anything unusual. Well, hang on. Investigation? Yeah. I do. 10.
Nope. It's a bar. It's made of wood. It's very fine.
All right, I'm going to go back
Wait,
to
was this the same place where there was the fighting ring?
Yeah, that was downstairs.
Oh.
I said that.
All right. Yeah. We should go downstairs.
Yeah, we'll go there. What do we?
As you go down the stairs, it's cold and dark. The candles that had been lit are not lit. And while it is currently empty, you do actually see some like bits of cloth kind of in a corner. Very much like someone had been kind of squatting.
Oh.
Can I use prestidigitation to make a flame?
Yeah, easy enough. You can. There's a torch right there.
I light the candles. Get a bit more light.
And while there is that little squatter's corner, no one is in there.
Other than that, it's empty room.
Other than that,
Completely empty room.
All the furniture's gone, and
What about the
I
and the
mean,
fighting ring with
the
the,
fighting
with the
room is
ooze?
like everything is still there. It's just barren of anything that would be like valuable.
I'll poke through the pile of fabric.
As you poke through, there's some stink to it. Not like decaying, but just not fresh. You see some empty bottles, some bits of food crumb. Nothing particularly exciting.
Can I investigate the room?
It's an empty room.
There's nothing here.
There's nothing here. Y'all told people that a Rakshasa was there. They picked out the good stuff and have left it as like a condemned building. Nobody wants to mess with Rakshasa.
We'll go talk.
Sounds like cheap.
Yeah, we're gonna go talk to the realty development company of the.
Whoever manages.
Well, while you guys are talking about that, I'm gonna go over to my other two.
We should talk
Quiet.
to Des and see if Des wants to expand her business.
And I'm going to rotate this over so that you hear me better.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
What is her reaction to us explaining, like, hey, like, all your friends are dead? Magic
at this
is essentially
point,
gone.
It's like wide-eyed kind of confusion, and she's like looking around at everything, kind of becoming smaller and smaller.
Mhm.
She's not a short person. She's very lithe. She's probably about 5'5", youthful, and she starts kind of nervously wringing her hands and looking around, kind of eyes darting. And you watch as she like starts kind of playing with her sleeves, and then noticing like it's hot. So she's wearing full long sleeves, pants, and she kind of just nervously rolls up her two sleeves. Both of you make perception checks.
Lordy, lordy, lord.
20, not natural.
And then Primal, I need you to make a history check.
It's an 11 for me.
Okay.
History. 18.
So both of you notice as she pulls up, there is blue scaling that's going from underneath her sleeve up to her wrist on her right arm.
You said blue scaling?
Blue scaling.
Cool.
You, Primal, notice underneath this hand, there's a small tattoo. What was your history check?
18.
18? It seems familiar. Like you can't quite place what it is, but the iconography looks very familiar.
Now, I would know what the blue scaling was with my history.
Yes, and as you see it, there's like a flash of memory. A memory that you're not sure it's yours. You don't really know where it is, but it's this memory of fire and just this distant scream. And in the moment that it arrives, it flashes past.
Do I act like I know? Like,
Do you?
Yeah, I'll notice. So you're saying I don't specifically remember, like
you guys would know what the scaling indicates.
Mhm.
That's a pretty common thing. That it's kind of anyone. They're referred to as dragon touched.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the mages of the empire had this scaling, and not everybody who had the scaling was a mage. But that sort of prejudice against those people has translated to modern Damara. Because
like,
the fear.
Mariana, do you or did you have any family in your time?
I mean, doesn't everybody? I don't know why.
I was just wondering, what did your family do for a living? What kind of upbringing did you have? You can tell old Bran.
Nothing particularly interesting. I just, average, I guess.
Did you work on a farm, or maybe like make clothing, or have a smith in the family?
My family was involved in kind of just the dealings of the city.
Well-to-do, I see.
I mean, to some, it's not always what it's cracked up to be.
Can I roll an insight check on that?
Yes, you may.
I
know. Really pick up on that.
13.
I rolled a 6. You get the sense that she is definitely dodging the question. she doesn't seem to want to answer. There's something kind of like holding back, and
I
you watch
roll
as her
grapple.
back and forth, and she doesn't really make eye contact with you.
Mhm. How to play this?
Listen, Mariana, would you like a warm meal?
That sounds really nice.
What? I'm gonna try to get her trust here. Why don't we're staying in town here? Why don't we start by walking instead of running?
Walking is good.
I'd really
Easy.
I'd really like to help you out here. This is terrible. I can't even imagine what you've been through. Let's get her drunk. Just kidding.
All right, so you're taking her to the inn?
Yeah. I'm gonna take a more soft approach, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of questions, but I see what he's doing, so I'm just gonna play along.
All right.
She doesn't
as you-
she doesn't have anywhere else to go. I mean, my
She
God.
knows 4 people in this world. It's got a pretty good feeling.
This would be like if we just teleported you to like 1850s Russia with no context. Like,
Yep.
Is the rest what's here?
He's a talky person. Paladins are charisma based.
yeah, I'm pretty charismatic.
All right, so you make it your way to the desert's Respite. Got it right that time. And it is pretty busy for middle of the day. Taliana is behind the bar and she sees you guys coming. My friends, welcome. Now, how may I be of service? And who's this lovely young flower you brought with you?
I go with, oh, she's had kind of a rough day. We all, kind of been there, but now we're looking to just unwind, relax, and naturally we come here. Had such a good time last time.
I'd be like,
I hope that everybody has a good time coming through my doors.
I was kind of whisper to Mariana, like, do you feel like introducing yourself?
I can. I'm Mariana. I'm new.
Yeah, very new in town. Just got in last night on a magic carpet. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. Odd turn of phrase there, but Well, come sit, be merry. We have quite the selection of drinks, as you will no doubtedly know. Can I get you anything?
Orange fruity drink, or if you have anything else,
Of course, I have
Yeah.
your orange fruity drink.
What's like the go-to? Like, is it beer and mead, or is it the wine? Like,
It's the
locally.
everything is usually the like. So beer would be. Actually, beer is going to be separate. Beer is its own thing. All the wines are like wine and hard liquor.
Okay, well, Bran's a beer guy, I guess.
Okay.
I couldn't remember if it was like customary to drink wine more here than otherwise.
It's both. So there's ales and then there's the wines. Yes. She does have some mead, but kind of lets the hunt side.
And then what's the special for dinner right now? Lunch special.
It is. I need my notebook because I actually have what foods get. Bitch, I am thorough. This would be. Diddly-lee. Where's my. Let's see. Customs 14.
And how much is room and board for like a night?
Room and board would be about a gold.
Okay. I want to give her 10
You
gold.
have a room by yourself.
Yeah. I want to give her 10 gold pieces for food and for I'd like to put Mariana up for a few nights here so she doesn't have to worry about anything.
And she just kind of quietly thanks you. Well, of course, we will make sure she is quite comfortable. Tonight's we'll be serving some goat roasted with some nice root vegetables. But we have some lovely sweetened cakes after.
Ooh, that
some
sounds
honey and
nice.
dates.
Well, Mariana, you're welcome to stay with us as long as you need.
I would like that.
I sure
Thank you.
I sure would like to get to know you a little better, though. I got really curious about those cool-looking blue scales you got there.
I mean, they're pretty common. A lot of the families have them.
Mm-hmm. I don't have a follow-up to that.
Is that not common anymore?
Ooh.
So Mariana, while we're walking over here, I let you know that magic's not super common anymore.
I'm trying to think in character here, like,
I'm
because
flexing my 8 charisma, so
Okay.
I'd be one.
would either of us? Okay, do either of us know? So I don't know necessarily that this is associated with like magic practicing
Oh, no, you
families,
do.
or do?
That-
Okay,
that is
okay.
That is a well-known fact. And you guys watched the clip. Oh, you didn't. Never mind. But you guys would know that people with this scaling, they tend to have a bloodline that goes back to the ancient Saran Empire, and people with magical blood.
Okay.
That's
So
common
it's pretty fair to say. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you say that? Yeah, that's. I'll stick with what Remal said. That's not too common anymore.
Oh. Wonder why.
Do we know like why, or is it just kind of like a like?
On
this
that
legend-
note, Mariana, you said there's not any type of itch going around during your time. Do you know of any kind of bad thing going on?
No. This is just everything seemed pretty normal, other than the being trapped in a mirror for 8,000 years.
Of course.
That was a bit odd.
It's like an average Tuesday for us.
So when we first met, I called myself more of an archaeologist than a grave robber. That was the truth. I'm trying to piece together what actually happened. So any information that, not right now, rewind, relax.
And I think I'm trying to fix.
Sorry?
And I think I'm trying to fix all that. Am I?
I don't know. What are you trying
This is
to
the what are we trying to do? Yeah. You know what, Grant? You can take this one.
Yeah, I would just say, relax, take as much time as you need. When you're feeling good and ready, want to talk, maybe you can help me piece together what happened. We can find out what went on.
I can try and help as much as I can. I mean, you all got me out of the mirror, so I guess I owe you.
I don't see it like that. I see it as just making new friends.
That's nice. I like that.
We try
In
to
my head,
take
I'm
care
telling
of
my
people.
dog just to follow Bran's example. I'm like, 8 charisma, just do what he does.
Oh, that's your dump stat?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm trying to
God.
flex that higher wisdom. It's like, just do what Bran does. This is the mimic.
And don't worry, Marion. I've got a great interest in taking care of people in need and helping make this world a better place. Even if I how would okay? We're gonna find the people that did this, and we will put the fear of God, fear of Tyr, into their hearts. Yeah.
What? Okay. And she just is sitting with her burgundy wine, just like sipping it.
Brand's like, shouldn't have dropped the Tyr shit. God damn it.
Then we're gonna bounce back.
Ba-dum.
Okay. Well, sneaking out of the Open up the window.
Yeah, you're able to sneak out.
We just lock up the front door.
I don't think we're supposed to. Well, first I'm gonna turn back into.
I'm going to turn back into. Otherwise, it's in the shot. I'm going to turn back into Reginald. We're sneaking out the window.
Okay. So Reginald sneaks out the window.
Reginald sneaks out the window.
Good job.
You're welcome to go through the door.
It's cool. I'll go out the window.
Just throw open the door. That was. Anyway, sneak out the window.
Yep.
Now, I do believe you mentioned something about finding out what them fancy herbs might do.
Yeah, you want to go? We're gonna go to the
Mortar and pestle.
mortar and pestle.
All right.
The apothecary.
All right. So you guys make your way across town to the mortar and pestle, and the aroma of just burning incense hits you before you even see the place. Very obviously is the apothecary. You see plants hanging outside, hanging from all the windowsills. There's a nice beaded curtain in front of the door. And as you enter, it kind of jingles pleasantly.
Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
There is a tall, kind of purpley. The hell is the picture? I keep passing it. Oh, there he is. A furbolg, thin, kind of scruffy looking. Looks like that for you
Funny.
guys. Bespectacled, bits of flour in his hair, little twigs. Oh, hello. Can I help you?
We hope so. We have some items that we would see if you could identify for us.
I mean, items are not my specialty.
They're plants.
Oh, plants. You brought me interesting plants. I would love to look at them.
Okay. So I take out first the crystal's breath flowers
Mm-hmm.
and show them to him. See what he.
Ah, crystal's breath. I haven't seen this in a while. It's rather hard to get. It grows very close to places that have a deep connection to the Feywild. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if this voice is too quiet.
Oh, we're getting you.
Okay, cool. It's particularly good for making healing salves.
Boom operator Lance.
It's used to make healing salves. Okay. And what about these mushrooms? They're called Violet's Grace, I believe.
Violet's Grace. I haven't seen these in years. It's quite a strong hallucinogen. It can be useful for performing surgeries and things where you want your patient to be a little less aware, but also a bit recreational.
Herbs, you say?
Herbs.
Well, maybe.
I'm Nominesh, by the way.
Oh, hi. I'm Jackyl. This is my friend.
Reginald.
Pleasure to meet
Borthwick.
you both.
Borthwick.
Nominesh. My friends call me Nama.
Nice to meet you, Nama. Would you purchase these flowers? We're not much of a crafter, at least in this domain.
I would. That's very helpful. I specialize in salves of this sort, so that's very helpful. I could offer you about the amount that you've brought, about 30 gold pieces.
Okay. Do you have any interesting potions here? That
Interesting potion. Well, let me see. Potions. What interesting potions do I have?
Let me check my stuff.
I didn't actually write a lot for Mortar and Pestle because you guys never go to the apothecary. To be fair. So I did not write a lot for him.
Mushrooms grow in really dark places. We should start growing mushrooms in that
Oh my
abandoned bar.
I like it. Just set up a whole lower floor.
Yeah, we'll set like a big grow room.
It's dark and it's damp and it's it'd be perfect.
Well, I don't necessarily provide traditional potions. This is much more alternative medication.
Oh, that sounds great.
However, I do have a variety of interesting plants with interesting effects.
Mhm.
That crystal grace that you brought can be used to heal wounds. And I have this interesting plant that I found in a couple of oases. When ingested, they allow the eater to breathe underwater. It's gillyweed.
Gillyweed.
Oh, that could be useful, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Desert.
Well, nobody expects the Inquisition.
This is true.
Or there's this small leaf that, when created into an incense, can burn and produces a good amount of smoke. And that smoke is often very good at concealing things. It burns very quickly, very coldly, but very smoky.
Do you have I'm a little bit of a hobbyist. I think it would be fun to try growing some plants of my own. Do you have like a kit that could get me started?
An herbalism kit.
Could I use it to grow mushrooms?
Yes, I think I would allow it. Herbalist kit is going to kit 5e. That would cost you. It would allow you to grow them, and you would also be able to use them to create things. Now, you would need to have proficiency to create antitoxin and potions of healing with it, but you can use it to start making stuff.
Okay. What if I'm growing something that's recreational?
You would be able to grow it. You'd be able to grow the plant. And maybe with some experimentation over time, figure out how to dose it.
Increase the potency. Perhaps.
It would cost you 5 gold.
Okay.
This is how we start our drug empire.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll sell the flowers.
Mhm.
What do you think about that gillyweed or the smoke bomb? I don't know.
I don't know if that's super useful for. Does it create darkness?
No, it just obscures.
I already have a cloak that does that.
Yeah. Okay, I guess I'll just
He specializes in healing.
I'll sell him the flowers and buy 2 herbalism kits.
Okay. Easy enough.
So
So it's net
I net 20 gold.
20. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any book that could help me learn herbalism a little bit more quickly? Some sort of beginner's guide, a Wikipedia page.
I have
Written down.
some.
Shrooms for dummies.
I have a field guide.
Yeah.
Cost you another gold, but
Okay.
pretty easy. It's so exciting to see someone else taking interest.
Do you have any other mushrooms that I could also cultivate at the same time?
Mushrooms. It's not my specialty. I don't have any at the moment, but I could try and get in contact with some suppliers.
Okay. Well, next time we come through here, I'll definitely ask you.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure working with you. What was your name again?
Jackyl.
Jackyl. And Reginald.
I'm just here to observe. It's all my fault.
How very thoughtful of you. His voice is so boring. It was a spur of the minute voice.
It's the character, actually.
It does. All right, so what are you guys doing now that you have your drum kit?
Well, I'm thinking. So what we need to do is we need to find a way to somehow get a lot, like, layers of dirt into the bottom floor of that.
Do you think we should really do that? I think we could also probably use like bags of holding plus like a light spell to make a whole bunch of extra dimensional space to grow them in. That way we could also bring them on the road.
I don't know if a light spell only lasts a certain amount of time.
And it's
And I
not like
don't-
sunlight either.
Yeah. I don't think you can grow things in a bag of holding.
Challenge accepted, right?
Challenge accepted.
Yeah.
I'll Google it, but I don't think you can.
It's
So
a
what do you
really
guys-
interesting
We're gonna
idea.
derail this campaign. We're gonna figure this out.
Mushroom farmers.
Please don't challenge us.
I guess we will challenge the desert Respite.
All right. As Rymel and Bran, you are sitting there enjoying some lovely beverages and some food.
Before I go in, what?
I don't know.
No, what visage does she know?
I don't know.
She's only seen you as the dude.
I think you've used Reginald for everything.
That might be true.
I think you've gone in as multiple things.
I don't think I've gone in as regular Molenar though.
No.
I'm pretty sure you were Reginald pretty much this whole time because I remember, yeah, you wanted to look fancy.
Blend in.
Yeah.
In a sense.
All right, so you guys enter, and you see your compatriots enjoying some libations. Imagine that.
With the girl.
Yeah, with the girl.
Mm-hmm. Say, Mariana, you ever met a changeling before?
I mean,
Oh, wait, she knows.
yeah. See, they were common, sort of, back home. They were at least well known.
Can I just switch the voice?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
So that I was gonna like look at her or whatever, and it's still in Reginald, like full Reginald appearance or whatever, with the usual thinking his southern voice, and just like, once there were many, now there are few.
What happened?
A story for another time. Switch back to the original voice. Now are you enjoying that beverage of yours and kind of trying to get a little more used to this new world you find yourself in?
Used to might be a stretch, but it's helping. The alcohol is helping.
Do I notice the scalies?
Did you guys let her keep the scales out, or did you tell her to cover them?
I'm gonna let her make her own decision. I was gonna tell her.
No,
hey, it's a lot
Oh
less
no, I would have told her to cover those up. I think. Yeah.
She has her sticks back.
Well, we told her that not so many people have those these days. Yeah.
Yeah. That's up to you
Well,
guys. whether or
telling not so many people have them and you need to hide those because people will kill you for them are two very different things.
Yeah. I think my character would have had an inclination to be like, hey, you probably don't want to draw that much attention to yourself.
And she would have listened.
There's reasons. I'm not just trying to retcon.
However, as you guys are walking over, you sit down. Jackyl, your throbbing leg gets worse, and you actually it gives out underneath you, and you watch as Jackyl kind of just collapses on the floor.
He hasn't even had a drink yet.
I slowly get back up and take out a notebook and start writing things down and muttering, and that's it.
So I can look down and say, you have a problem with a dicky floorboard or something?
And I take a notebook and start writing it out. You like plopped on the middle of this like area on the ground writing.
Do I know if he stumbled or if I like detect that there's some medical aspect to this?
Everybody make a insight check.
Okay.
Not my best.
6.
Dude just fell in front of us. Yeah, 8.
19.
19. Okay. You two, my on the screen folk. You don't really. You just see him fall. You don't notice anything weird. It's just a little alarming because it's so sudden. Molenar, you were right next to him when he fell. And as he falls, there's a moment where the material of his pant actually rips a little bit up on the upper thigh. And you, for an instant, see kind of this green, black webbing of veins across the skin. And the skin itself looks kind of gangrenous and yellow. And as quickly as you see it, he kind of covers it up and...
Did you sit on the floor or did you sit next to
I got back up and I sat back wherever they're sitting, and I...
Okay, I'm gonna like sort of lean and just ask in a low tone. It's like, now, I don't pretend to be no surgeon or no doctor, but I don't believe skin is supposed to look like that.
Yeah, I would hope not. Yeah, that's not good.
Something that may have resulted in your other mechanical appendages.
You're astute. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's.
Are you saying this loud enough for everybody to hear?
No.
I assume it's a loud bar, so.
Yeah. So you guys are off whispering to each other at the corner of the table?
Not so much. We're
not whispering,
we're
but
just sort of like
you're having a conversation that you're trying to have the people who are sitting at the same table as you not hear.
Well,
I don't know. We have that all the time.
Yeah, but that means you're sitting there whispering to each other. That's what
I cast message.
There we go.
Okay, there you go.
And say, yeah, this has been a thing for a little bit now.
So can I message back? Depending on the rate in which it happens at, you might start running out of useful limbs. Yeah, that hasn't slipped by me either. It's been only a few years now, and you can see how many limbs I have left.
As you guys are watching them just kind of silently sit there, side-eyeing each other for the past, minutes.
Are we being stared at, or are they like...
Well, he fell down. You looked concerned. You sat down, and you've said nothing. It's weird.
And then he got up and was like,
Yeah, you guys are acting normal. It's weird.
Well, I talked to Mariana.
Yeah, and then that happened. This has happened since you talked to Mariana. And you've since been just sitting there side-eyeing each other.
In D&D, does message work like just telepathy?
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, I need a drink. And I wave.
Yeah, me too. Then maybe we could all have a talk.
You know, the thing that the kind of procs it the most isn't you guys acting weird. It's Molenar not talking for a minute. That's going to be like the wait a minute. What's going on here?
He's talking to someone.
Taliana comes over, brings you your libations.
I want to put on my hat of telepathy or whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Your helm of telepathy.
Yep.
He puts on a fancy hat. I don't remember what the helm of telepathy looks like.
Can we reskin it to look like, I don't know, antlers?
Sure.
I was gonna be like something just obnoxious, is huge, like antlers looking things.
It's like metal dome hat with big antlers sticking out.
Time to be inconspicuous.
Put on my thinking
I'm
cap.
putting on my 12-foot high hat.
I just want to like. I imagine just there's like Mariana sort of like sidelong glancing at the hat.
Oh
It's like,
yeah,
No,
there's
it's
like
a normal hat.
yeah.
Don't ask.
Yeah, Jackyl, couldn't notice you tripped over something there. You got your shoes adjusted or something?
No, I think it's almost time for this leg to go.
Excuse me?
Well, you can see that this arm, it's not the arm I was born with, right? And this leg, it's not even the right height. It's way too big.
I was wondering about that. I thought it'd be rude to mention.
I didn't want to be.
It's, my
We all noticed.
my good leg has been really paining me since we all met, and I bought one of those spider legs back from that tomb, and thinking I was probably going to need to use it soon, and so I think.
Oh, right.
I think it's.
I didn't even catch that. Wow. Okay.
I'm sure no one will notice.
So you're going to have a spider leg?
Yeah, it's more mobile than the alternatives.
I guess. It's a bit odd.
Welcome to the future.
Is this normal?
This is
Very.
not. This is not normal.
Just gonna ask Jackyl, like, I've come across so few people like you. How do you feel about taking limbs off and replacing them? Any sentimental attachment to attachments?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of complicated. Like, I'd rather have something than nothing, but you'd clearly rather have your real body and not be slowly falling apart.
Mm-hmm. How did this journey for you start? Did you lose like an arm and decide to go all in? What happened here? I don't know your backstory either, so
Nobody does.
This is the first anyone's heard of it.
I don't think I ever actually pinned. We don't know what this.
I think you don't know. I think that was what you decided.
Well, I think
Or was it an experiment gone wrong?
no. I was kind of like exploring with my daughter. We like back in, I can't remember the town that I'm from, but
shit. What town are you
I have to
from?
look.
Aurelia.
And there's these really interesting ruins out amongst the town, and she's so precocious and curious, and so like we used to go and hide and run around and play hide and seek in these different ruins, and we found this this item. It was kind of like a beautifully carved statue, and I touched it, and because I wanted to give it to her, and when I touched it, it just like leapt up my arm, and yeah, I've been kind of trying to figure out how to stop this ever since. I had to leave Aurelia because no one there knew how to stop it.
I assume Rymal's kind of stunned there for a second. Just like, I'm so sorry.
Out of character, do we know anything about Blight? Like, there's this. Should I just roll with it?
Yes, we all know what Blight is.
Out of character, this is basically like potentially magical leprosy that's slowly eating my body.
Yeah, because it was the other thing that happened to the people, right, back in the day.
Yeah, it's not that.
Not that.
It's not that. Oh, okay.
It's one of those like
Its own thing.
maybe you're born with it. Maybe it's leprosy.
So I would say, like, I truly hope you find a cure. I assume that's why you do all these dives into relics and powerful artifacts, hoping to find a cure.
Yeah, or either enough money to buy a cure or find a cure. But
Does such a
luckily
cure
I'm
exist? Like, is somebody you can buy it from, or buy?
I don't know. Buy some research, I guess. But no, I don't know anybody else that has this problem.
He needs enough to be able to start funding Pell Grants. Your own grants.
What became of the statue?
I got so scared that I buried it. Back
Probably a
where I
good
found
course of action.
Yeah.
Huh.
What
I didn't want my daughter to touch it.
What did the statue look like?
I don't know. I think, is there something in canon that would be memorable?
A kangaroo rat.
Oh, okay, so it's not like necessarily significant.
No.
Okay.
Kind of a simplistic statue.
You found a magical thing. Damn, if only Torun was around.
Seems so.
He found a life-changing magical object too, and we know how that worked out.
So yeah.
I assume Mariana's just like listening to this, like, what even is this world?
Well, the magic item not phasing her.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like, all the things that have happened, like the fact that your body's falling apart freaks her out a bit.
Maybe I
But,
should
like,
ask. I want to ask her if she'd ever heard of something like this.
Not directly, but from what they were telling me, magic was a lot more prevalent, and I heard of spells that people could cast that maybe could help with that.
Really?
Yeah, curing diseases and curses. It seems like a curse to me.
Yeah. Seems like the knowledge to cast spells that powerful has been largely lost.
It's something to restore.
In a
That's-
greater fashion.
But magic was never my specialty. It was schooled in it, but not really.
You were. What sort of schooling did you get in magic?
Just knowledge of it.
Now, you have to understand that in this time, I do believe my colleagues would have explained that magic is rather rare.
Yes, I've gathered that.
But I do believe in your time that was most certainly not the case.
No, it wasn't. It's very, very common, and seems like lots of remnants of it around. But
What remnants do you see?
I mean that's, and she points over to this little sconce that has a dragon shard inside of it that's glowing. That sort of lighting was all we used. We didn't use torches. Those shards were everywhere. Used powders, you'd use all kinds of things. The world was filled with constructs, enchantments. The ground was rather where the boring people traveled. At sky ships we had all sorts of interesting, intricate magics.
Well, welcome to the Dark Ages.
You
I'm
may have
sorry.
gone a little bit backwards in terms of technological advancement.
But we didn't necessarily use technology like I see you using. It's more we relied on the magics of those who lived there. She seems to be getting a little more comfortable after her first 2 drinks.
What was the most magical place back? Was there like a hub where?
That would be whatever the hell I said she's from. It'd be Ankarel.
Does that still exist as a town or ruin?
And she starts describing Ankarel and kind of some of the key features of it, and the center of the town was the temple.
Mm-hmm.
That's where most people believed the magics came from. The Temple of Mara,
Mara.
Ah,
which you guys
heard of
recognize.
that
I do believe we have been there.
Been there. It's still around.
Probably not in the same manner that you would remember it.
Oh, I wasn't there. Shit. Never
Or
mind.
the
But they would have told you. You guys have talked about it.
But it's like, well, something's there.
perhaps a bit more in the, lost in the sands of time and buried for thousands of years, and we happen to find it and make our way in. That sort of been there.
Hey, Molenar, you think she might recognize anybody from that temple? I'm totally meta-pitching right now.
Oh, right, because
Yeah.
yes, the not the security guard,
Or the head of security.
yes, whose name
I
was
have no idea. That was a while ago. And I didn't write it in here.
Now, had you been to that? Did you go to that temple regularly? Like, were you familiar with the staff and those who?
Not personally, but we all took pilgrimages to it. It's people came to Ankarel to pay tribute to the magics and wanting to be near it with the hopes that it would increase the amount of magical ability in their families.
So correct me if I'm wrong. The entire city is gone.
It's underground.
Was it
Understand.
buried?
Yeah.
So wiped clean by the wrath of God.
Yes.
Hmm.
But families would move there or live there while having their children with the hopes that the proximity to the vessel would allow them to have more magic in their family, because the more magic, the more dragon touch you had, the higher you tended to rank. Now, that's rooted in deep bloodlines, but
Do we all know? Like, is the story pretty well known? What the vessel
No.
was, that it was taken and lost, and
no. You found that out. There's mentions of it, and you guys found that information through the
security holograms.
security holograms, and then you had a that kind of tattered note that you took off of MacLeod,
Mm-hmm.
which
Said something.
yeah,
I would have spent several months.
I know. I'm seeing if I have it. I sent it to you guys. I think I sent it through the group chat though, so that would have been a while.
It was a document, right?
Yeah.
Was it a Google Doc or was it a document?
I thought it was just a little.
I think it was a document.
I thought it was just an image.
Oh, it was. It was an image.
It was an image.
Yeah. But I don't know if I still have it on this computer. He's going between all the computers, so it's kind of a clusterfuck. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm looking too. It's not going
Because
well.
it says. Because I sent it to you guys like 3 months ago. Would've been it.
I can't find it.
View photos and videos. Too bad we sent so many photos to each other. Yeah, no, can't find it. I'll find it eventually, but essentially it it mentioned the maddening, and it mentioned Shadwell and Erikson. Erikson, Victor remembered, was another member of the Octoshoff Order. A kobold.
Okay.
Erikson Shawl.
The thing is, so she was trapped in the mirror before any of that happened, so
Yes.
she wouldn't know anything about that. So, well, now, I'm gonna fill you in on let me explain what has happened in the past 8,000 years. There's too much. Let me sum up. So, there was this vessel in that temple of yours, correct?
Yes.
So, you see what happened at some point, not too long after you were trapped in that mirror, that vessel was stolen.
Stolen?
Yes, by apparently quite a clever band of cultists and hired mercenaries, and it disappeared. I'm trying to remember all of your lore.
You definitely got it right about the cultists and hired mercenaries.
Blood for the blood god.
Blood for the blood god. I forgot. They opened it, right? That was the thing?
You don't know. All you guys know is that it was taken. And
Okay.
then the maddening happened. But
Okay.
the maddening did not happen immediately.
But shortly after.
Shortly after.
Now, shortly after the vessel disappeared, some strange things started to happen in the magical world, where those with magical abilities started to, well, let's just say, lose their minds a little bit. And the more magic you have, the more mad you became. And it reached a point where it basically destroyed the entire civilization. And the empire collapsed, and many, many thousands of people died. And that was sort of the end of that. And then civilization kind of sort of had to restart after that. And it sort of reached this point where we're at now. And there are random bits of magic here and there around, like you've seen some of the magical-based technologies we have. But that's basically the gist of it. So your empire has collapsed completely, and most everyone died horrifically, and there was madness and explosions and death and that sort of thing.
But we're happy you're here.
So you're actually quite lucky that you missed all that.
Mm-hmm.
There's none of that here. It's quite
Yeah.
nice.
You
Cheery.
sure? You sure?
Oh, we're quite sure. We saw security recordings, holograms inside the temple itself that recorded on the night of the theft, and we saw the vessel being stolen. And then the madness and the collapse of the empire. Those are pretty well known.
Okay. That's a lot.
Perfect. It took me a second. So, everyone you know is dead and died probably quite horribly, and the entire empire is gone, and
Give the
very
girl
little,
a break.
very
Come
little
on,
from it
she-
actually remains. So don't worry, you're here, and it's a much better world now.
You keep saying that, but it's missing quite a lot.
No one's tried to kill you yet, have they?
Great way of putting that. Thank you. That really helped.
You're welcome. Now have another drink.
She just is. She's had enough drinks now that she's not as like traumatized seeming, but she's also just not having it anymore.
Well, I'm personally trying to take the best of what was from your era and bring it forward. So maybe if you're aligned in that, you'd like to help in some way.
I mean, I'm not necessarily skilled with technology, but I can try. Bring some of my schooling.
What was your favorite subject in school?
I was a terrible pupil. Honestly.
That doesn't seem helpful.
Much rather run off and climb roofs than.
And break into vaults and steal things.
Yes, that as well.
Particularly because it seems like your family wasn't exactly poor and destitute and you were in need of money, so you did that for fun?
I never said such a thing.
Which thing? Detect thoughts.
Is it a save to start with?
Yeah.
Detect thoughts? What's the spell save DC?
13.
Fails.
Okay.
There's like this like almost like chatter of panic, and you see flashes of memory because you can just read surface thoughts, right?
Right.
Like kind of desires and things.
Yep.
There's flashes of memory, and you see flashes of marble, flashes of a silk curtain in a window that has been left open.
Mm.
Flashes of kind of a moment of the sky looking glimmering.
What does that mean?
Like like even the air itself felt magic.
Hmm.
So there's a sense of panic and sadness, and you can tell she's like holding things back.
I didn't write it down. What did she say she was in Alatar's castle to steal?
Mm-hmm. That's what she said.
Did she say anything in particular, or just to steal? Full stop.
She said to steal. She's been very cryptic.
What were you hoping to find in Alatar's house?
Something to
Detect thoughts is on.
I know. There's like a flash of you see Alatar and like the glimmering of his attire, and he was very put together, well to do. Just something to steal and sell.
Mm-hmm.
Figured he'd have a lot. Didn't really anticipate the mirror.
How did you know about him back in the day?
Everyone knows Alatar. He's the court wizard for the ruling family.
Hmm.
There's a bit of melancholy in her thoughts.
Hmm. So he was well regarded by the nobility.
Yes. He was a primary enchanter for most of the nobility, the ruling class. I mean, he was a very, very skilled wizard.
And how did you get into his abode?
Same way you came in.
Through this portal? Was that there the whole time? That's the only way in or out?
I mean, it's movable.
Mm-hmm.
That's the entrance.
But how did you know about it?
She kind of pauses, and you get a flash of memory of it in a kind of marble-filled room.
Hmm.
I mean, rumor.
Did you know Alatar personally?
I mean, I had seen him. You get a sense of that she is like trying, she's really guarded about this. And the more you press, the more you feel those sort of panicking thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, nope.
Well,
It's weird with just surface thoughts, like what would be there without actually having information.
I can tell you're being very forthright, so good luck in this new world.
Thank you. I suppose I'll have to make it work. It's a lot to take in.
Well then,
I'm gonna excuse myself for like a half hour. Go to my room. I was like, I just want to lay down for like a half hour, like something soft. I just want to go to like my room, open up my book, or one of my books, and I want to see if I have the royal crest or the crest of the royal family. I didn't want to press her for what the tattoo was, but that was my guess.
Make an investigation check as you take out your books, especially with advantage because you grabbed books on history in the whatchamacallit, the vault.
16.
16? Good enough. You're flipping through and you find a large family tree in one of Alatar's books. And this book is filled with all kinds of nobility. It seems to be a lot of like records and genealogies. And you see the Davari family tree. Is that what I'm naming them? Did I actually give them a name in the book? Try and be consistent with my own notes. Because that would be bad if I wasn't. The Davari family. And up at the top you see the same symbol as her tattoo.
And were they a royal family or?
Yes, they were the royal family.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
They would have been the emperor and empress of the Saran Empire.
Yep. What your family do? You know, help to keep the city together. That kind of stuff. Like,
And as you're looking down the names, you see a lot of names that they feel familiar in terms of like entomology, but slightly different from modern Damara names. Sometimes someone will name their kid something from the Saran Empire to be trendy, like naming your kids like Eloise or Constance. It's sometimes it comes and goes as trends in Damara, and you see at the bottom, kind of. And you can see as it's gone through, like slash marks through the deceased members of the family, little markings next to it. Seems like he was using it to keep notes as well. And you see the bottom layer with the youngest royals. You see what the fuck? Sorry, I didn't think we were going to get to this point.
oh, we're making good time then.
Yeah. You see Gabor. You see Caden. You see Mari.
I feel like she's got a lot of useful stuff she's not telling us.
Uh-huh.
And you see Sable.
Sorry, what was the last one?
Sable.
Do they know that they've been suggested?
And next to Mari's name, you see the mark of deceased. Same with the Empress.
I don't.
Hmm.
The Empress's name would have been Nadia.
Good to know. Good to know.
Emperor at the time was Lael. Lael. Lael.
Interesting that Mariana is deceased. Good to know. I'm not going to bring it up when I walk back downstairs because I want to know what the group wants to do with this information. I'm going to do my best to act nonchalant.
To what?
Roll a deception check. Mr. Nerd found out nerd info and trying to be not nerding.
Okay, let me look up this. Look up how bad this is going to go. Okay, got that sweet -1. All right.
Do we know why you excused yourself? Did you say
I just said
anything?
I just said I wanted to lie down for like a half hour. So I got a 5 on the dice, and I have a -1 in the mod.
So everyone roll insight.
I'm gonna play this off as my character is so excited.
Yeah.
19.
That's a 10 for Bran.
16.
All of you see him come down, obviously jazzed on some sort of nerd thing. He has that glint in his eye again.
Mm-hmm.
Mariana's staring down at her glass, just kind of looking around. She doesn't seem to notice you come down. I rolled a 1.
How was your nap?
I'm just like, yeah, the bed felt really good, real soft. Yeah, it was nice. I'm terrible at lying.
I want to message him back and just repeat the same question.
You can reply telepathically to the message.
You can reply to this message.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be like, yeah, I just checked my books. She's a member of the royal family, like the royal family.
Do you want me to try to charm her to be more forthright?
That sounds risky, because
She wouldn't know.
If you pass like a save, do you feel your body fight it off?
Which spell are you trying to do?
Suggestion.
She would know if
No, I don't think so.
Fail?
No.
Oh.
It doesn't say anything.
It doesn't say that it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, if you can do it sneakily, go for it. This would be great. She's a gold mine of information, and she's clearly holding back. But maybe not do it in a bar where there's a bunch of people eavesdropping.
Okay.
I'm just gonna reiterate, yeah, like I can hear myself talk. Like I'm a terrible liar, and I know it. So
what are we gonna do? Bring her into a dark room somewhere and lock the door? It's not creepy.
If we can we make a general check to assess how boisterous this place is and what the probability of somebody overhearing something or
roll.
carrying?
What would that check be? No, not insight. Maybe just perception.
Oh well.
How long does prestidigitation last? You can create an effect that lasts up to
A minute?
a minute, I think.
That was a 4.
It's a loud bar.
hang on. I have an idea.
You don't know this. It was messaged just between the two of them.
Up to an hour.
Does casting the spell message have like verbal or somatic components, or
No,
message is great?
Does it not?
I don't know what it
I
actually.
think it does.
Because then that also would have come back to the beginning when you fell and had telepathy with Molenar. Like, I don't know. I assumed it would just have no components.
Verbal, somatic, and material. So every time you cast message, your focus glows.
Oh well, great.
And you are doing something with your hand.
Yeah, and while he has telepathy on my head, I'm just like, I super don't believe her that she's only schooled in how learned magic. Like, I bet a ton she can do it like really, really well. I don't trust her.
She's sus.
Yeah.
Maria's sus.
Okay. If you tell me, I have an idea.
What's your
Well,
idea?
I don't know. I don't know that you're trying to.
Okay,
I
I
have
quickly messaged the other two what I learned from Rymel.
She's distracted.
You can reply to this message. I can reply to the message.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can reply. It was like, well, I can use prestidigitation to sort of create a not cacophonous, but like just a buzz of noise or whatever that kind of will drown out the conversation and kind of just blend into the noise of the bar.
That's a good idea.
So basically, like we'll be talking, but they'll just sort of be like in the background, like it's just sort of like mindless noise or whatever.
Are you doing that?
Yeah.
Every time
Why
you
would we
guys-
not do that every time?
This is a good point. I'm going to do that.
Okay. The room around you, for Rymel and Bran, the room seems to just get a bit louder. And you watch as Molenar just kind of moves his fingers.
Is
Just a
Jackyl's
tiny-
message still active in my head?
No,
It's like every time I
time he
cast
has
it,
to
you can
cast
it's like a there and back. You get a
Got it.
reply. Okay, well, I guess I am going to use my detect thoughts, and when I do that,
Lance, that's really not good for my eardrums.
well, how long does it stay active? I guess
The mic was like hitting something. Every
No, I
time,
think it's just the tapping on the thing that just sends the
Yeah.
vibration through.
yeah, it sounds like bongo drums.
She fails to save for the original detect thoughts save, and then it's an additional one to go deeper.
No, she failed the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, because it only lasts for a minute, so I have to do it again. But now I want to suggest her, which is another DC 13.
Okay. That's an @1.
Oh my god. Okay, I can say up to 2 sentences.
Tell us all your secrets. No lies.
We'd really like you to be more specific about your family and what you know about
Shit. Please just answer all our questions truthfully.
Everything.
What do you want to know?
we'd like to know more about your family and more about what you truthfully know about when you were alive.
And there's
She's
this, like,
she's
little-
still alive.
Oh, when your family was
Teehee.
good one.
Or is she?
That's a good turn.
Wouldn't be the first undead kid you guys have encountered.
It's true. He was a revenant, right?
Yes.
All right, Jackyl, roll for initiative. Like what?
There's a like kind of a haziness to her eyes for a second. Well, I mean, my what do you want to know about them?
Everything. Well, who are your parents?
They were. It's curious because it like she still doesn't want to tell, and she just like she'll. I'm treating this kind of like zone of truth right now. They were. What the hell did I give their names as? Lyell and. Ryan, while you were taking notes, I was legit making up names as I went.
You're muted.
Shucks. I was like, I got him. It's canon now. Gabor, Caden, Mari, Sable.
No, the mom.
Oh. What did... Lyell was that one.
Mm-hmm.
Nadia, the Empress.
Nadia. Lyell and Nadia, my parents. I have 3 siblings. Had 3 siblings. The second child.
Mm-hmm.
My older brother, Caden, he was the brash one, destined for greatness sort of thing. And she's kind of like rubbing her head and she's doing this, wow. And I don't know what became of them.
Mm-hmm.
But
They're dead.
my mother and I left.
Where did you go?
There were issues. We left.
Would those names mean anything to me?
Not to you, but they 100% fit everything Rimal read. Lyell might mean something. Like Emperor Lyell would have been the last emperor of the Saran Empire, so he was a learned person.
But I could still, now that since I know what Rimal told me, I'd be like, where wasn't that like the royal family of?
There, she's now got like full panic eyes. But... Yes. How long does suggestion?
8 hours.
8 hours. Well, no, they have 8 hours to do it, right?
But it's until they feel like they've done all of what I said. I made it very general.
All right.
Suggestion. You suggest a course of activity and magically influence a creature you can see within range. Creatures can be charmed, blah, blah, blah. To make the course, the action must be reasonable, so the creature couldn't, like, stab itself. And 8 hours.
Tell me everything about your family is pretty reasonable.
Yeah, be forthright with what you know about your family and about what was going on at the time.
Yeah, no, you didn't.
Yep.
She's just fighting.
Does suggestion only work for questions that Jackyl asks or for anyone?
You were vague enough that it would be anyone asking.
I was like, I sort of intended it for me, like the party. Please be more forthright with the group.
Yeah.
I'd ask her, since Alatar was the court wizard for your family, what were you trying to steal from him?
He had ways of restoring some elements to my family's name.
What elements?
There was... She's very, like, fighting this. Also, they're making a lot on the spot.
You said restoring remnants?
Elements.
My mother was the royal. It was her bloodline. And Yes, he was the emperor because that was how the title passed.
But wouldn't it be more like prince consort kind of thing?
Well, that was the problem. Was normally it would have been my mother, and then she disappeared.
Then wouldn't it be you?
We thought you ran away with her.
That was the official reasoning.
Then her children would be.
Yes, would, but we were quite young.
Oh, you're like 20.
Yes. And in order to keep us in line, he utilized some of Alatar's magic to maintain his hold. All of us were dragon touched, but him.
That's the scales. Why?
Yes.
No, I don't know about the scales.
Yes. Well, now that you said we're dragon touched, you know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Dad wasn't.
No. But he had powerful friends and wasn't the best person.
Mm.
And there was fear that I would be able to break that. So I ran.
Sorry, break what?
Break his power, break his hold.
You ran right into that cursed mirror.
I hoped that there'd be something in there to help me find my mother, or I don't know.
Wait, so you didn't run away together?
No, I'm retconning that.
Okay.
She went missing or
Improv
died?
is hard.
I figured all this written.
She went missing. The dad rose to power,
Mm-hmm.
and then she got kind of suspicious enough that she ran off, kind of fearing what would happen. Alatar seemed to be helping her dad maintain power as one of the strongest mages. So she was hoping to find something to at least find where her mother was, if she was still alive.
Were you being modest about your skills in the arcane arts?
I mean, I was never trained. I can do some. We were trained in understanding magic as everyone was in terms of schooling, but I have some arcane ability.
Mm-hmm.
And she takes her hand and kind of just crackles lightning around it. I have a particular affinity. The sparklies.
The sparklies.
Sparks are particularly electrical magic runs particularly strong in my family. But I was always the gifted one. Didn't like to study, but perhaps if I had, I wouldn't have needed to steal.
It's true.
And somehow ran right into a bloody mirror.
What? You all ran into the bloody mirror as well.
Well, they did.
She's got a point.
I will polish out that backstory a little better and send that to you guys so it's a little more coherent, as opposed to me pulling it
Entirely out of your ass.
entirely out of my ass because I didn't think you guys would actually crack her this fast.
Isn't that how it goes?
I know.
Booze and magic works.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Couple of drinks, couple of suggestive spells, singing like a bird. Like a beard.
Eared.
He sings like a beard.
Yeah, so you have now rescued Mari. How would I give her last name?
Trench.
No. Gavri.
Davari.
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 Close. Mari Davari.
Okay.
I didn't think that one through.
Nope.
Muddy.
Like trench foot.
Princess Mari
Davari.
Davari.
Doesn't have the same ring.
Well, that's interesting. What are your plans for the next few days, years?
Life.
No idea. I have literally nothing. Literally nothing. I grew up in a damn castle.
This is true now. She has nothing.
I've been on my own for like 2 years. I guess 2 years and 8,000 plus or minus.
What was it like in the mirror for that long?
Nothing. It didn't feel like time was passing.
Did you have to experience that long?
No. And those of you who were in the mirror, it felt very like, unless someone was talking to you actively, time just basically had no meaning. You do not need to eat, sleep, or drink when you are in the mirror. You just kind of exist indefinitely.
Well, it's the idea of, that
Outside
according
of
to
time.
her, she stepped into the mirror yesterday.
Yes.
Okay.
Like it feels like she'd been in there a bit, but it didn't feel like 8,000.
It's not like she was in 8,000 years of solitary confinement.
No.
I feel like she'd be insane.
Because then she'd probably be batshit crazy.
No, it didn't. It felt long, but not long.
Got it. Well, team, what do we want to do?
I assume
After-
Rhino's like notepad, not notepads, but like napkins nearby, just writing on them. Like, hang on. She has no plans. I really, really want to keep her around. I'd be devastated if we woke up tomorrow and she like went out an open window. It's just gone.
I don't think she got anywhere to go. I mean,
Literally everyone she knows in the world is gone.
She has been dead for 8,000 years. Yeah.
She has literally nothing. You guys are the only thing she has.
well, and I did pay. She knows that I paid for a few days of room and board for her.
Yeah, but is she gonna recognize that with all her schooling that she like, it's like Jekyll used offensive like suggestion spell against her? If you're only people in the world you knew, like, hey, I'm gonna use a spell to get you to talk. Like, I wouldn't hang out with those people. I'd leave.
We were nice to her.
Oh,
She at this point she would assume that it was maybe like with alcohol. So she doesn't. She
okay,
focuses on like noticing things.
cool. I'm still understanding how magic works in D&D.
Well,
Certain spells it does, like they would know. This is not one of them. So if they
Yeah, it's the complete opposite. Pathfinder, if it doesn't specify, if you fight it off, you feel your mind fight it off.
are her clothes like dated, or I mean, is she dressed to fit in?
not quite. It's more muted. But she was trying to sneak into someone's mansion and steal from them.
She wearing like Gucci thief stuff though, like how
Actually,
if
no,
you were a
it's-
princess but you were trying to be a
It's
thief.
pretty tattered. As I showed you guys the picture of her.
Thief and Gabbana.
She. I don't know if I'll be able to find it fast enough, but she has like kind of long, not quite red hair, but it's decorated in like small braids, dark complexion.
Yeah.
I mean, does she look?
Oh, you found it?
Yeah. Does she look like people that we see around? I mean, like, okay, I figure just humans 8,000 years ago looked different.
No, they didn't. Like physically?
Physically, yeah. I mean, the average human was significantly shorter.
We'd have to go back a little more than 8,000, but I mean, also they didn't have like civilized.
Maybe they were They were just a little bit shorter. Stunned, yeah.
But
she looks pretty similar to people around.
But 8,000 years ago, you didn't have like agriculture and big cities and the FDA. Like, if anything, she'd probably be healthier than us if she was from this like utopian time. Just saying.
Yeah, she's life, but pretty plain clothes, no jewelry, none of that.
Rymo's gonna catch himself real quick, just because thinking like, "Oh, this is an amazing, amazing discovery." Wait, I know what happens next. I'd like to scan the bar for a familiar face.
Roll perception.
Okay. 14.
Looking around the bar, you don't see the face you're looking for.
Okay.
You notice a number of different patrons. There are a few, most people look like merchants, traders. There are a few venturing types. And there's the man that you guys saw at the temple is in there, the Dune elf, cloaked. There's also a human. He has kind of a large satchel on the side. You see bits of scrolls sticking out from the satchel. Glasses, shaggy brown hair. He's walking in order from Taliana. And the priest is sitting kind of at one of the other tables. There's a third table that's engaging in a drinking game, kind of getting rowdier and rowdier. A little crowd is forming around them. A few people that you've seen. Zaid walks in as well, kind of enjoying the revelry.
Is anyone like paying a lot of attention to us with that 14? Like anyone be kind of like glancing over a lot, but trying to like not look like they're glancing over a lot, or just straight staring?
You don't notice anyone staring at you. It's getting busier. At this point, it's probably about 3 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
The drunks have really started coming in.
Mm-hmm. Rymo's feeling lots of emotions, jubilation, but also like growing, like horrifically growing anxiety. Like I don't see anything, but I feel like it's there. Okay. Okay. That's all I got.
Cool.
So, what are you guys doing?
I think I'm about ready to go to bed. Just kidding.
Drink, dinner, sleep.
All right. You guys turn in for the night. No, uneventful. Very comfy rooms. Are you guys sharing rooms or each have your own?
I'd probably go for my own, but I'd also try to sleep the first 2 hours, wake up, and then just nonchalantly try to patrol around.
Okay.
Yeah, are we worried that she's gonna get kidnapped? Like, we're not gonna share a room with her probably, but are we gonna like try to share a wall with her or something?
The room that she gets put in is next to Bran's room, since he was the one who got the room for her.
Okay.
If anyone's staying with, if you're sharing, it's a gold per night per room. So if you each are paying a gold per night, or if you're together.
I'm at a loss as to what to do next.
She seemed like she's gonna give us a slip. Like, can we make like a general like forthright check to see?
Roll insight.
I have a thing. I was going to summon my familiar, who I hardly ever use.
Yeah,
and keep
Mrs.
forgetting
Burns.
exists. Yep.
You watch as this purple pseudo dragon appears on his shoulder.
No, this is already up the
Oh.
room. And I'm gonna send him out into the hallway, and he's just gonna perch on the rafters, just looking down into the hallway. I'm gonna just ask him to keep watch.
Okay.
For the night. To
What
see
about the window?
Well, I can only watch one thing.
Do you also do you tell anyone you're doing that, Molenar?
Yeah, how's this
No.
conversation going? Okay.
Actually, well, I would tell Jackyl. I don't think I would have. You guys probably would have been already off to your rooms.
Cool.
I got a nat 20 plus 5 insight on how safe she feels.
She is still like, why am I? Should I drink? She seems like she's not flighty.
Okay.
Stressed, not flighty.
What did you say to me? That you
Oh, that you would have seen me send or conjure Mr. Sparky and send him up and have him sit on the rafters.
Listen,
looking
she's
down.
had a rough day. We're the closest thing to friends she's got right now.
That's true, Bran.
So as you guys make your way
One of
into
those like
your
the
rooms,
devil you know. You know the devil she knows.
Yeah.
You
As you make your
gotta
way-
trust people sometimes.
I'm just worried about a plot hook where you just go.
Molenar just naturally.
In character, I'm worried about a plot hook.
I have in-game reasons to be worried. Okay.
You do.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
character reasons.
Well, I think
Well,
Bran.
I feel like I do too, given that she's like maybe the only person that knows about some sort of Magic.
to help you.
Yep.
I probably could have made more of an effort to like recruit her, but I think Bran genuinely is just like feels bad for her, whatever happens.
I think Molenar is kind of ambivalent. She doesn't really seem to. Nothing he has seen would lead him to believe that she could help with his particular quest.
Yes.
So
Yeah, Bran has different goals, right?
Yeah.
Like army.
As you guys go to rest, Bran, dreams take you. You hear the same screams that you did earlier in the day, and images of flame and smoke. And it feels as if you're watching from above, like a camera overlooking a scene.
Kill the younglings as well.
As you see a kind of shining light up on top of a hill, overlooking this village, small village. The houses alight with flame. You see armored individuals going between the houses, torches in hand. The faint screaming of a child. And you watch as that light flickers and fades before the dream goes dark. Rymel, as you wake up a little bit later and start patrolling, make a perception check. I love how stressed out Grant is about this.
Yep. I wrote my backstory. Now I'm paying for it.
Oh.
21.
21? Okay. It seems like a quiet hallway. And you hear this kind of like scratching noise above you, and you look up, and there is something small and purple in the rafters above you.
And I've seen the pseudo dragon before, so I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you've had it out before.
Mhm.
And you see there's Mr. Sparks.
I'm just giving like a friendly wave.
it just sort of like and sort of like cough a little bit of spark and some purple like some in response.
But it seems quiet.
Too.
Seems quiet.
Too quiet.
Yeah, I don't want
but-
to just, if I can, like not just stay in the building. I want to like go outside, do a loop, come back in, that kind of thing.
The city is the downstairs is still. There's people there drinking. Taliana's gone to bed for the night, but her the night shift essentially has taken over. It's not as rowdy. It's very late at night, but there's still people. There's merriment. The street outside is quiet. Cold night. Beautiful stars. Sometimes you pass some cloaked person walking down the street, and for a second you think you catch a glimpse of someone, but it's not them.
Or is it?
I've had Lovecraftian horror ambiance playing this entire stream, by the way.
Nice.
We do not.
So, yeah. Unless something happens, I assume like Rymo gets very little sleep. Next morning he's just downing coffee or the equivalent.
Yeah. Rymel, you are very tired in the morning.
Yeah.
As for you, Bran. Everyone else wakes up fine.
Snort.
Okay. Well, if I'm up a little bit earlier than everyone else, I would like to start reading a little bit. My Field's Guides to Mushrooms.
Still got mushrooms? Make a nature check. Just see how much you.
12.
Okay. You feel like you've gotten some information.
Okay.
You know what a mushroom is now. How to identify different shapes.
Great.
So you all awaken this morning. Make your way downstairs.
I don't know about you guys, but I might need to switch rooms. Something was wrong with that bed.
Really? What happened?
I,
Your neighbor next door making some racket?
no. I did not sleep well. I'm just gonna just slow, 1,000-yard, just like.
Does something seem off?
Insight check.
Nope.
He seems tired.
Just tired is all. Just, these old bones.
I assume like I'm down there with like 4 copies in front of me. I'm just gonna slide one his way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So the two of you are just like bags under the eyes, downing coffee.
It's hot coffee.
Yes.
I'm just gonna glug it. Just glug, glug, glug.
Yep.
See
Just a little.
you can see the steam just coming out.
What's going on? What's going on, guys?
who are you talking to?
Both of you.
Well, I mean, just generally, you guys are a lot more subdued than like 6 hours ago.
So, wait. I would respond with, obviously over my body, basically my body's covered in tattoos. Like these represent all like the things that I've found over time in tombs.
Forgot you do
And
that.
the short story is there's always been someone there who's a terrible archaeologist but a much better fighter than me, and she managed to steal most of this from under me. And I expect her on the eve of this greatest discovery to steal it from me again.
Does this fighter have a name?
Camilla.
Oh,
I would describe her. I never gave you like a description of her build, but like I would describe her build, which like looks like if you see this person, point them out to me, and I'm gonna go kill them.
Dark skin, hair definitely in like tends to pull it back into like a bun of dreads. Defined muscles.
Yeah.
Human.
So I would just let him like kind of reiterate, like, so again, I'm starting to get mad, like just thinking about it. It's like she's the reason I trained to fight. She's the reason I harness fire. She trapped me in a tomb to die. I hate this person.
Good lord.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
She's the reason I'm a barbarian.
Yeah.
She fills him with rage.
Exactly. It sounds like she fills you.
A fiery rage. Yeah, so I expect her to show up. If she isn't already here, I expect her to show up in the next day or two.
Oh, you feel this.
Oh yeah. Uncanny ability to be where she should not.
Mari has not come down yet.
That sounds a lot worse than having some dreams, some weird nightmares with people screaming and shit.
What?
Just like under my breath, like rebel screaming and shit, like children dying and stuff. Do I trust? I don't even trust your ass, Jackyl. You and see, this is hard because it's like you and Molenar are so damn not trustworthy.
Flashback to yesterday with the whole chest incident.
Now, whatever do you mean?
Oh my gosh. I just had some bad dreams is all.
Not overtly deceitful, unlike Molenar, right?
I mean, you did overtly go and try and hide under a table and then cast your voice to be a chest.
I have zero.
Yeah, that was like.
I have like
jest.
negative reasons to confide anything in you.
It's true.
Now, Leodur and Remel are my homies, but
Well, maybe we'll get you a nicer pillow and you can sleep more comfortably.
you want to switch rooms?
Well, you know, drugs.
Did you say drugs?
Yeah, I was just
Some
thinking,
drug.
like, Jackyl, didn't you just find out one of those herbs is like a hallucinogen? Just slip it in his coffee. Don't.
Yeah, but I don't want to use them. I want to make sure that we can grow some more first.
Speaking of that, I think we should go down to the property management office and see about procuring a pub.
Yeah, we should. And then we could like crack holes in the ceiling so the light comes through, but it looks like nobody knows that we're growing the drugs in there.
Bag of holding, I'm
But
telling you. Find a way.
drugs down below, and then turn the upstairs into something else.
It's a one oh right, all the way down. The basement.
Yes, the basement. Good for growing mushrooms down there.
They do need light though occasionally, right? So we need like
I don't know. Mushrooms grow in caves, though.
Some.
Some mushrooms.
They more grow in like just damp places.
These aren't cave mushrooms.
You know very little about these mushrooms, other than that they're hallucinogenic.
what would I know given what I've read about them in the book so far?
You haven't gotten to hallucinogenic mushrooms yet.
I would have specifically beelined for the one thing that I want to try
These
to
are
grow.
rare ones in the field guide.
Okay, fair enough.
You're not gonna learn all about mushrooms in your one night.
Okay. Have we seen our new companion today?
I
No.
don't believe we have.
She has not come down.
I would like to cast my sight into Mr. Sparks, who's hanging out up there in the rafters. Just see if her door is still closed.
Yep, it's still closed.
I'll shake it off. You guys want me to go check on her?
Can I telepathically ask him if he's seen anything?
It doesn't seem like he has.
Yeah, Bran, you want to go? You want to go knock and see if she's all right?
Yeah. Coffee. Yeah, I'd like to go upstairs. Just tap on the door, just single knuckle, just Mariana, you sleep okay?
Silence.
Went out the window. Just like her mom.
Mariana, we got breakfast.
Can I send Mr. Sparks out a window and to fly around? And I want to see her if her window is open.
Sure. Roll perception for him. What are you doing while this pseudo dragon
For
flies
that
past you?
to make sense, should I have used my sending stone to tell you that, or are we just meta pigeoning that one?
Oh no, he knows because he's sighted.
Oh, he's watching. So you're watching.
I can see through his eyes.
Yeah, so you see me knocking on the door, no answer. Okay,
Yeah.
Makes sense. Cool. Forgot about
What's
that.
the hat?
What?
The
Do I
halfling luck thing.
have anything for
reroll
this?
that.
Yeah, it's for one.
Okay, that was a 1. Ooh, and that was a lot better. What am I rolling? Perception? 26.
26. As he circles around, the window is indeed open.
Can I fly?
But you see on the roof, Mariana. She's just sitting, looking out over the town on the roof.
Can I have Mr. Sparks circle and sort of like land on the chimney and kind of look at her?
Mm-hmm. Did you show her?
No.
Spark before?
No.
I guess I'm like just putting my ear to the door, like,
It's silence in there. She kind of looks up, just like, "Hi, little fella."
He's gonna burp some purple sparks.
She probably likes that.
She kind of makes some little sparks of her own in her hand. They're like tentatively reaching out. You get a sense like this isn't the first tiny dragon that she's seen. And there's like a look of, this is magic and that makes me happy. And it like reaches out. She doesn't approach, but reaches out.
I'm gonna burp more sparks.
burp.
She settles back down on the roof. And continues looking out. She looks calm, but not all there.
I'm gonna return back to Molenar and relay to the two of them who are at the table. It doesn't seem like she's fully escaped. She's just sitting up there on the roof, taking in the view. Spox is keeping her company.
We come downstairs, like, guys, I don't know if she's in her room.
She's on the roof,
Hmm.
admiring the view.
Not that my character's worried, but it's like, eh?
Spox will let us know if she does anything out of the ordinary. Yeah.
Define out of the ordinary. Oh, I gotta mark my spells that I know. Dang. Oh, I have daylight. I wonder how long daylight lasts.
Daylight, I think, is just an instantaneous thing. I don't think it's a long.
1 hour. Can we grow mushrooms in an hour?
No.
Is it? Can you cast if you cast it enough times? Does it stay permanent?
No.
There are
No.
some things that would be right.
Yes. Not necessarily light.
Yeah, not this
Well, how much
one.
time do they need a day? What if you just, 1 hour a day of...
Mushrooms don't
Right,
need
they
light at all. Mushrooms are.
Oh, yeah, because they're not really a...
What?
Do they require? They get their nutrients from the soil.
You need
Yeah,
soil.
they're not it's photosynthesis.
Yeah, they're decomposed.
We're onto something, Jackyl. We just need a dead body.
That can be arranged. I'm sure we can find one of those in relatively short order.
Dead.
Wait, no. We have a person. On the
Actually, it's just your face. She's.
Let's ask her about growing mushrooms in a bag of mushrooms. If anyone's gonna do, Mari's gonna grow.
Any sunlight to grow.
Oh,
mushroom farm.
So all you need is a pot with some soil, and you can grow your mushrooms in your bag of holding.
I don't know if I'd say that mushrooms can, like, things can grow in a bag of holding.
Why not?
Maybe time doesn't pass.
People don't die if you put them in one, right?
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
But does time pass in the bag of holding? That's the real question.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Legitimately ask Mari. Asking her a silly magic question will make her feel way more at home than asking her detailed questions about a family. Silly magic question will make her feel more at home.
Yeah, I love it.
See, plot reasons why we're doing this.
Sure.
Oh, by the way.
So you have run of the town. We can call it here and then pick up in the town another time, or
Yeah. John is inclined to ask if like Bran would go up and try to do some fatherly mushy bullshit, but maybe we just let the morning go. Just let Mariana do her thing. She clearly didn't run.
Are you saying you want to keep playing, or you want to call it right now?
that was the question.
This seems like a natural point. There was a lot of stuff.
At some point, came up with the idea of growing mushrooms in a bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
And you can actually grow mushrooms in a bag. Like, legitimately, grow bags full of mushrooms, right? It's a grow bag.
Okay, I'll assume we're pausing here before I say the next thing, because this is D&D theory. The question is, does time pass in the bag of holding? Because mushrooms do grow in the dark, but they need time to do so. I just posed that as my thesis.
Cut a flower, throw it in the bag of holding, take it out like 2 weeks later. If it's wilted, you know.
Let's see. Does time pass?
Oh! D&D Beyond. Time passes just the same for things inside the bag as outside. That means spell durations last the same amount of time, even if some part of the spell goes into a bag of holding.
All right.
I'm waiting for rocks to fall, and for at least one of us and the bag of holding to die.
Yeah, like, that said.
I feel like we should have made a brewery. So this is like
Not a brewery. We made an empire.
Brewing Empire.
The Empire! We had distribution centers across multiple islands.
Wait, let's grow mushrooms and then use them to make mushroom vinegar. And then we can make an empire of vinegar. I can tell Lance isn't listening.
Or it could just
I
be
know, right?
insane.
And
You,
tell Ash
he
to
just
do it.
missed that entire cue. Lance.
He gave
Sorry.
me the most perfect Lance cue. It was so obvious you were not listening.
Sorry, I missed that last part. What did you say?
I
What I
will
missed?
repeat myself, although I rarely do that. You could grow mushrooms and use them to make mushroom vinegar. The finest vinegar in all the land. And then create an empire. The Empire of Vinegar!
Vinegar! Mushroom vinegar will be all the rage.
I sent Lance as a YouTuber named Adam Reguesa. He does these cooking things, and he legit like made a thesis that entire empires have been built around vinegar. It preserves food. You need food to live in olden times.
This is true.
That is true.
Vinegar was generally understood to have been invented in Rome. Rome was an empire of vinegar.
Salt and vinegar.
Oh, that was a good session.
Vinegar.
Oh my god, so now you got Mariana, so the DM's gonna either like have her like just split, or now she's gonna end up being part of things. I like her. She's like thievy and mischievous.
She is like now that she's a little more comfortable, you'll start to see that she actually has a personality.
There's
once
some
she gets past the
there's some Estrella vibes here. We had it was a arcane trickster in our first campaign, who was a former princess.
Yep. So she's the lost princess.
Well, damn.
I'll come up with a more coherent version of that backstory and send that to you because that was a little jumbled and everywhere. There's a lot of improv.
You did great. That was awesome.
Like I knew like the basics of what I wanted, but like I hadn't filled in the details yet.
No, it was a lot smoother on this end than I think you may have thought it was. Yeah, that was cool.
That's awesome because it didn't on this end.
I like that you learn as a DM to be like, fuck it, I'm gonna retcon this anyways. Just I'll send you guys a document.
Yep. I give this elements. You know, it's just that suggestion spell. It jumbles your head.
Yep.
Oops. Damn this chair. Well, then we managed to get another session, another week. Yes.
2 for 2. After
All right.
0 for 8.
Thanks everyone for watching. I'm gonna cut the stream now. And love y'all. Peace.